Hello everyone. This video is for standard 7. In the previous video for standard 7 we had solved the questions of examples given before exercise 3C. Those questions will form the base for exercise 3C, and let's begin question 1 of exercise 3C. In this question you have to multiply 73.92 by 10. I have already told you in the previous video that if you have to multiply a decimal by 10, then the decimal point is shifted to the right by one place. So simply 9.2, as the decimal point is shifted to right by one place. So that's it. So in this way only you have to solve the rest questions of this section. Okay, so let's see the next question, that is question number 2. Find the product. To find the product in this question you have to multiply the given number by 100. So to when we multiply the number, any number, decimal number by 100, then the decimal is shifted to the right by two places. Okay, because it contains 200. So simply you have to add two more digits in the integral part, and that's it. Okay, this is the answer. So in this way only you have to solve the rest questions of this section. Let's see question number 3. Find the product. You have to here multiply the number by 1000. So 1000, for multiplying by 1000, what we do, we uh, we shift the decimal point to the right by three places, that is 6 7 3 1.4. okay, that's it. In the same way you have to solve rest questions of this chapter, this section. Okay, now let's come to the next point, the next question, that is find the product. Here you have to multiply a decimal by a whole number. This is decimal, this is the whole number. I have already told you in the previous video that the step 1 to multiply such to find the product of such multiplications or such numbers, what we do, we multiply the decimal without the decimal point with the given whole number. Means we will remove this decimal, we will just multiply 54 and 16. Okay, whatever is the answer, and we have to then we have to apply then the step 2, that is mark the decimal point in the product to have as many decimal places of the decimal as are there in the given decimal. It means that if this has one decimal, if the number has out of these two numbers, if there is only one decimal in this number, then you have to mark the decimal in after one digit in the product also. Like if we multiply 54 and 16, we get 86.4 as the product. Okay, and now we have to add the decimal. So to add the decimal, what we do, we put the decimal here. Just try to understand it. This is decimal. Okay, in the same way you have to do rest questions of this. Okay, I'm showing one more question to you. This one, yeah, this is also very simple. You just have to multiply in without decimal. Okay, that is, we have to multiply this question I'm solving, 125 by 325. Okay, and then whatever is the product, then we have to add the, or you have to mark the decimal point in the product to have as many places of the decimal as are there in the given decimal. Means if it has 5 digits in the decimal, then the product, whatever it is, if the, suppose if we multiply these two numbers together, we get 40,875 as the product. And we are going to as there are 5 digits in the decimal point here, so we need to have 5 digits in the decimal point in the product also. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5, there are already 5 digits, so we need to add a decimal here and if there is nothing in the integral part, you just need to add 0. Okay, that is the standard form of writing a decimal. Okay, let's move to the next question. This one, question number 5. Find the product. Here you have to multiply decimal by decimal itself. Okay, so the step 1 to multiply two decimals is to multiply the two decimal without decimal point, just like the whole numbers. Okay, it means that just remove the decimals of these numbers, that is 76 and 24 would be multiplied, and the decimal point would be marked in the product in such a way that the number of decimal places in the product is equal to the sum of decimal places in the given decimals. It means that if it has one decimal here, one decimal here, if it has two decimal places in the these numbers, given numbers, then we must have two decimals, two decimal digits, or two digits in decimal in the product also. Like if we multiply these two numbers, 76 and um 76 and 24, we get what? We get 1824. You multiply in your rough copy, you can check it. Okay, and then as it has two digits in the decimal part, so we need to have two digits in the product also, that is the decimal would be placed here. Okay, that's it. Let's move to the next question. Question number 6. Yeah, find the product. We have to find the product of the given numbers. That is very simple, and the same step we have to follow here also. We have to multiply them as the whole numbers. Okay, just remove the decimal and multiply the product of 13, 13 and 13 again is what? Is 2197. Okay, and now on the next and important step is to mark the decimal point, and we have to mark the decimal point in the product in such a way that the number of decimal places in the product is always equal to the sum of decimal places in the given decimals. Okay, so as it has three decimals, two digits here and one digit here, so it must have um, three digits in the product also, three digits in decimal in product also. Okay, in the same way you have to solve rest questions of this. Let's move to the next, that is question number 7. This is also very simple. You have to multiply, you have to find the square of 1.2. 1.2 square means what? 1.2 square means 1.2 multiplied by 1.2. Okay, and the process is to multiply the two decimals without the decimal point, just like the whole numbers. So we need to multiply by in this way. Okay, the product of these two numbers is 144, and now we have to mark the decimal point in the product in such a way that the number of decimal places in the product is all equal to the sum of decimal places in the given decimals. That is, if 1.2 square means 1.2 into 1.2, so it has two digits in the decimal, so we need to add decimal here. Okay, the product is 1.44. Okay, read the digits of the decimal part individually, not together. Like you cannot read 1.44, you have to read it as 1.44. That's it. Let's move to the next question, that is question number 8, and the last question of this video also. um Question number 8 says that you have to evaluate 0.3 cube. Okay, it means that 0.3 multiplied by 0.3 multiplied by 0 point, I'm writing it here, I'm writing it here, um 0.3 multiplied by 0.3 multiplied by 0.3. Okay, so now we have to multiply these decimals without the without the decimal point, just like the whole numbers. You can do it in your rough. 3 into 3 into 3 is 27, and now we have to mark the decimal point in such a way that the mm, number of decimal places in the product is equal to the sum of decimal places in the given decimals. Okay, given decimal has three digits in the decimal place, so we need to add one zero also to make it three digit in the, to have three digits in the decimal. And now we need to add zero because it doesn't have any number in the integral part, so we need to add zero. That's it for today. And now rest questions for of this chapter, that is 3C, will be solved in the next video. Thank you.